What's going on, everyone? LA Sports back with another video. In this video, I have some good news for New York Giant fans, as Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator of the New York Giants, has been fired. And this was after Joe Judge's comments yesterday. This was pretty obvious. There were quite a few signs pointing to this, and now they have officially fired Jason Garrett. It's something that had to get done at some point. The Giants just offensively, they have not been able to. They haven't been able to produce, and when they do produce, it's for one game out of every 3 or 4. It's not consistent, and in the NFL, you need consistency. And Jason Garrett just was not a good play caller. He had a couple good games throughout his 26-game tenure here with the New York Giants, but nothing that makes you want to keep this guy. So I think this is a move that had to have been made, and it just made sense, and it's something that in the end, I'm happy that Garrett's gone. You never want to see someone lose their job, and I think Garrett's still a smart guy. I just don't think he matches what the New York Giants have here offensively with their players, in the style that Daniel Jones needs to play. With the poor O-line he has. So Garrett's, he's a guy that he can excel somewhere else. It's just this wasn't the place. And, he's going to be fired. He was fired, and, good luck to him wherever he ends up, next. But under Jason Garrett, They in 26 games they produced 31 red zone touchdowns. That is terrible. You can't win games like that. You can't win games scoring 3 points. You need touchdowns. And at the end of the day, I think this was a move that had to be made one way or another. And I think Joe Judge has a lot of say in this kind of stuff because I think he is going to be the head coach moving forward, and I want him to be the head coach moving forward. I don't want to keep moving on from coaches after 2-3 years. Joe Judge needs to be a guy who the Giants can rely heavily on, and it seems like he's going to be getting that from ownership, from the front office. So I expect Joe Judge to be back here, and that's why I think he had a lot of say here in this Jason Garrett firing. But at the end of the day, Garrett is gone, and the guy we will next see most likely is Freddie Kitchens. Freddie Kitchens is a guy who he's been around for a while. They haven't officially said that he's going to be the offensive coordinator. They haven't officially said he's going to be the play caller, but I think that's a very obvious thing. Jason Garrett had one game last year where he contracted COVID. It was a Sunday night football game against Cleveland Browns, and he couldn't call plays, so they promoted Freddie Kitchens to call the plays for that game. And Colt McCoy was the quarterback, and I really don't mind Freddie Kitchens at all. In that game with Colt McCoy, he had two. He was sacked once. He was 11 for 15 for 128 yards. The Giants didn't put up a lot of points, but at the end of the day, they went up against a very good Browns defense. They had the backup quarterback, backup running back, no weapons last year. So I definitely like Freddie Kitchens, as a play caller a lot more than Jason Garrett. You really can't get worse than Garrett in this situation. But looking at Freddie Kitchens, what he was able to do throughout his career, and in particular with the Cleveland Browns, he was their head coach for one season. He was 6-10, so that didn't go very good. But in the 2018 season, he was promoted to the offensive coordinator position in Week 9, and Weeks 1 to 8, Baker Mayfield's QBR was 36 with a completion percentage of 58%, 6.6 yards per attempt. Touchdown percentage was 3.6%, and the sack percentage was 8%. When Freddie Kitchens was the offensive coordinator during weeks 9 to 17, they went 5-3. Baker Mayfield's QBR doubled. It went to 70. He was 10% better in completion percentage, 2 yards more per attempt, doubled the touchdown percentage, and the sack percentage went from 8% to 1.8%. So definitely a guy who's going to be much better than Garrett. I mean, you see by those numbers, he made Baker Mayfield a much better quarterback. So hopefully he's able to do that with Daniel Jones. Hopefully, there's 7 games to go. Hopefully he's able to get the offense going. Is this going to be a quick fix and an immediate fix? I don't expect it to be. I just think it's going to be something that ignites the offense a little bit. I think it's going to be something that really helps, and it's definitely going to make the offense better, in my opinion. And I wouldn't be surprised if Freddie Kitchens is even the offensive coordinator in 2022, and potentially even after that. I would not be surprised. Overall, though, guys, I think Freddie Kitchens being promoted, I like this. Garrett, there was just too many things going on with him. He didn't realize what was around Jones. He didn't realize he had a bad O-line. There was 1 or 2 games this season where I really liked what he did. He rolled Jones out of the pocket right at the beginning of the play to get him away from pressure, and that was one of Jones's better games. You see with that sack percentage between Freddie Kitchens and Freddie Kitchens with Baker Mayfield, it went down 6.2%. So hopefully Kitchens has some sort of idea to try and take pressure off Daniel Jones, get him out of the pocket, or get the ball out of his hands quicker. Garrett had too many bad plays where it was just a quick play. You throw a 2-3 yard pass and then it gets blown up. Kitchens isn't that type of guy. He's a guy who's going to, maybe a couple wheel routes, more play action, get guys out in space. Expect Tony, Barkley, those kinds of guys, to really, expect Freddie Kitchens to find space for those guys to get them out in the open field. That's when those guys are at their best, and Freddie Kitchens realizes that, I think. And I think he's going to be a guy that gets those guys out in space with the football and make them go to work, because that's when they're at their best, and that's when these types of players, playmakers, explosive guys, that's when they produce. Expect him to get Kenny Golladay going back. Golladay with Garrett, he just wasn't targeted enough, and Golladay was losing his, he was getting frustrated, and you understand. I mean, the ball just wasn't going to Golladay, and that's mainly, in my opinion, on Garrett. So I expect Kitchens to get Golladay more involved. I expect him, to get Golladay going again. And it was just a very difficult thing. I think Garrett kind of lost the players offensively. I mean, reports came out, last night and this morning, that he's losing the locker room. He's losing his offensive players. And you understand it. I mean, the Giants have been one of the, the bottom 5 in so many offensive categories in the league since Garrett's gotten here. So hopefully this move, can kind of ignite the Giants' offense. I think it will. I don't think they're going to spark and be one of the top 10 offenses in the league. I think they're going to, we're going to see some progression, and hopefully we're able to see some things from a lot of players on this offense that, really, pop out and say, wow, with a good play caller, this is a different offense. And I think that we're going to see some of that with Freddie Kitchens, and hopefully we see a lot of it moving forward. But there's definitely some hope now, and I think this move made a lot of New York Giants fans happy. That's all I got in this video, guys. You guys, please let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on the firing of Jason Garrett, and what you think about Freddie Kitchens, as he's probably going to be the guy to, at least for the rest of the year, call the plays and be the offensive coordinator. And I think it could be a move that even goes on next year and potentially beyond that. But you guys, let me know your thoughts on this news. I like the news. I'm happy Jason Garrett's gone, and I hope he does well wherever he ends up next. This just wasn't the place for him. So hopefully he's able to find a place and excel and do better, whether that's offensive coordinator or a head coach somewhere around. But hopefully he's able to be successful moving forward. And it's definitely good for New York Giants fans. But that's all I got in this video, guys. Please comment, like, subscribe down below. We'll see you guys on the next video. Let's go, Giants.